Okay, let me say a pleasant good afternoon. Well, after 6, I guess it's good evening to everyone. We are delighted to welcome our parents, prospective parents of the Montego Bay Community College. We thank you for joining us for this webinar where we'll be providing you information that will help you to so as we welcome you, we realize that these times are unstable times. We recognize that there's a song that says all other ground is sinking sand and Christ is the only solid rock. So as we are planning on stable time, and we do our best as a college to make sure that we have contingency in place. So wherever the wind blows, we'll be able to adjust and to meet the needs of our stakeholders. So this evening we have joining you our principal, Dr. Maureen Nelson, and she will be sharing with you in a little while. We have our vice principals, Vice Principal Academic, Mrs. Carol Walters. We have Vice Principal Admin, and this is an admin, it's ever. So they will be taking these perspectives and providing you with the information that you need as we move forward this academic year 2020. At this time, I will turn over to our principal, Dr. Maureen Nelson. She will give you her address. Thank you very much.
Good evening, everyone. I'm going to unmask so that you can hear me clearly, but I want to welcome everyone, all the parents virtually, all the students who are joining us as well, all the guardians, to our parents webinar for the Montego Bay Community College. We're indeed happy that you have taken this decision to be part of the Montego Bay Community College family, and so we want to express gratitude to you all in being part of this tremendous institution. Before I get into my discussions with you, I want to introduce my two vice principals that are with me this evening. To my right is Vice Principal Administration, Mrs. Colleen Ricketts-Ever. To my left is Vice Principal Academics, Mrs. Carol Walters. And ladies and gentlemen, you'll be hearing from these two ladies in some details on their specific areas for the institution. Now we're navigating a time of extreme uncertainty. We're facing financial, social, and emotional challenges with this impact of the pandemic. But here at Montego Bay Community College, we're indeed delighted that you have taken the decision to continue education with us at the tertiary level. Now, I know that parents are really concerned with this pandemic that we're facing and how we here at Montego Bay Community College will provide the safety for our students to ensure that the education that they desire, they achieve it. We have the strategies in place to get the students to the goals that they want to achieve. We have all the protocols in place, and those protocols will be discussed with you shortly with the Vice Principal of Administration. So I'm happy that you're here with us, and we are going to be answering the questions that you have among our deans, and we have some of our deans joining us. I'm seeing Mrs. Grant Williams, the Dean of the Faculty of Business. I'm seeing the Dean of Hospitality and Creative Studies, Ms. Jennifer Thompson. I'm seeing the Dean of Computer and Technical Studies, Mrs. Sigyn Thomas. I'm also seeing the Registrar, Mrs. Monique Rickard. And I'm seeing Dean of the Faculty of Arts and Sciences, Mr. Paul Graham, and the Associate Dean, Mrs. Linton. And I know the other Associate Deans might be joining us as well. We should also have the Dean of Workforce and Development joining us in the discussion this evening. Now, normally we would have invited our parents for the parents' orientation, but with the impact of COVID-19 and the requirements by the Ministry of Health, those protocols must be observed. So most of what we're going to do will be done virtually. And because of that, we're going to be having a blended learning approach in our delivery for this academic year. Well, for now, we know it will be for the first semester, and we hope that things will improve significantly so that things could change. But for right now, we're developing a blended learning approach for delivery, where students are going to come in for some of their classes, and we're going to have some virtually, but those details are going to be given to you by our Vice Principal, Academic Mrs. Walter. Now, parents, I know the concerns. I know you're concerned about the fees that the students will have to pay for your student, but we have a flexible payment plan here at Montego Bay Community College. We know the challenges. We have seen where parents have been laid off, parents have been sent home and doing rotation. And so we're making some special arrangements for the payments to be done. We're doing monthly payments, payments by the semester, payments depending on your situation. We're going to be assisting you so that students can get the education that they need. Parents have been encouraging you though that you must invest in an electronic device because you see what is happening. The students will have to operate from home. And so I'm imploring you to invest in an electronic device that they can work with for their classes. It's going to be extremely important. I'm sorry. So I'm asking all the parents, we know the challenges, but we have to navigate all of this. We're resilient individuals. We're going to get through this in flying colors. Like I told my students last year, we were thrown off to go home and get the classes completed, and this we had to do. And I know we have planned for it. We have trained our lecturers to deliver online, so you're going to get the best opportunities available in Western Jamaica. We're an institution of excellence. We have been doing great over the many years, and we're not going to let COVID-19 deter us. We are resilient individuals. Our excellence will be maintained, but parents, I'm depending on you because your support is critical in ensuring that the success that the students deserve, you're there to help them. We have all the programs in place to help our students, to get them to achieve their academic successes. We have all the resources. So we have the library that is equipped to deal with online delivery, so the students can stay at home and get all the resources they need to do the research work that they have done. We have put in the databases and we're strengthening them. A student asked me yesterday, Miss, why do we have to pay so much fees and we're staying home? We're not here anymore. And I said to her, Miss Aaron, we have to put in the resources to ensure that we deliver quality education. And what this means is that we have to expand our bandwidth to get the information to you. It means we have to put in more resources in the library. It means we have to put in more technical support for you, and that is pretty costly. So even though we're going to be saving a little bit here and there for electricity and water because you're not here every day, but we're still going to be incurring those heavy costs of providing for you the way that we ought to. We know the challenges that some parents experienced when we were forced in March, and we are imploring the Ministry of Education to assist in connectivity in some of the deep rural areas. We're also seeking assistance for students to be able to get data for the programs that they're going to undertake, because they might be able to have the device, but they're not in a position to get the data that they need. So those are the things that we're seeking to get some assistance for our students. We can do so much here at the college. We're looking at providing assistance to students that are very, very, very in need of an electronic device. We're trying to see how we can assist those students. I know the ministry has provided assistance for those who are on the PAT program. But ladies and gentlemen, or other students, we know they need some assistance, and we are working on providing some technical support for those students. We spoke to the Council of Community Colleges of Jamaica, and they have informed us that they're also seeking their assistance. So what this means is that come October the 5th, 2020, we're going to be starting our classes here at Montego Bay Community College. Classes are going to be starting for all our students. So prior to October the 5th, what the college will be doing handing out of packages to our new students. And we know that the CXC results are going to be out from September the 23rd, because the night of the 22nd is when they are issued them, but we won't be able to get access to those results. So the students haven't applied, haven't been processed, would have received an email from the college to indicate that they need to collect their packages. And so September the 23rd, we'll have those students who are in the business faculty coming in to collect their packages. Now, because of the protocols that must be observed, we're going to be doing it alphabetically. So those students who are within A to Z, BD, and so on, and H and so on, we're going to have you given your specific dates through the email as to when you'll come in for your packages in the business faculty. But throughout the day of September the 23rd, the business students who have applied to the institution will be given their packages. So as soon as you have collected those results, we're asking you to take them in so that you can collect your packages. On September the 24th, the students for the Faculty of Hospitality and Creative Studies will be given their packages. And this is for the morning session. Those students who are in the Computer and Technical Studies faculty were asked to upload their results on the system, and packages will be made available to them from the 24th in the afternoon. Those students who have applied for the pre-university faculty would be getting their packages on September the 25th. So this is the information for our new students. All the students who have applied, whether you applied to the main campus or the Westmoreland campus, this information, parents, is for you to ensure that the students take us those results and get their packages. A number of them would have received provisional acceptance letters, and so we're going to convert those provisional acceptance letters to full acceptance to the program, depending on their qualification. And of course, if the student does not qualify for the program that he or she had applied for, we're not turning back any of the students. We're putting them in programs that will allow them to get the qualifications they require to move forward. So we're going to take you with whatever you have and get you where you want to go. So that's for our first year students in coming in for their packages. Thereafter, we'll have registration, simulation, and orientation of those first year students. And what this means is that the institution is going to operate with two platforms, Microsoft Teams and Moodle. And so the students are going to have some simulation exercises during their orientation period when this is done. The students will have that for the first year students, the 28th, the 29th, the 30th, and the 1st of October. So during those 4 days, we'll ensure that you fully understand how you will operate as a student here at the college. These, of course, will be done virtually because we have large groups of students and we cannot have the gatherings on the campus based on the instructions from the Ministry of Health and the Ministry of Education. For all returning students, so those students who are in second year, third year, and fourth year, your simulation orientation will take place from October the 5th to October the 8th. So between October the 5th and 6th, we'll have those from the Faculty of Arts and Sciences. October the 7th and 8th, Business and Computer and Technical Studies. So all the students would have been fully registered, given their simulation exercises for us to get our classes going for the semester. The details of when we start your examinations, having done the classes and so on, how you can do them, will be given to you by our vice principal. Ladies and gentlemen, we know that you're concerned about the safety, and we have all the protocols in place to ensure that Montego Bay Community College remains COVID-free. It's just basic things that we're requiring our students to do, and we want you to assist us as well in getting them to adhere to those basic things. They're going to be sanitized, their temperatures are going to be checked, and they must be wearing a mask. We're going to work on them, not greeting and hugging each other, because we know as human beings, that is what we want to do. But as long as we can get them to understand those basic things, then we know these students will be COVID-free while they're here. I'm going to ask for your assistance now in helping us to maintain this situation while they're getting to us. They're going to be taking public transportation in most parts. They're going to go into all the stores and so over across the road from us. Those are realities that we have to face. But we are imploring you as parents to assist us in informing the students on what is necessary for them to remain COVID-free so that they can get the education they need at Montego Bay Community College. I want to thank you so much for sharing with us this evening. We have the programs that they are fully accredited, they are globally recognized, so you don't have anything to worry about of your child, your ward being here. If you look at the results of all our students over the years, you'll see the successes that we have had. Recently, in the Sunday paper, we had 5 young ladies on it indicating that they have completed rising above the odds. Those 5 doctors were sent from Montego Bay Community College to medical school. Your son, your daughter, your child, your ward can be successful at Montego Bay Community College, but it's going to take the support of all of us. Our lecturers are here to assist them. They are trained, they are qualified, they are dedicated, professionals in how they operate, but your assistance is needed. I want to thank you all and look forward to us meeting sometime down the road. Have a wonderful evening, ladies and gentlemen. We'll answer your questions at the end of the presentation. Thank you all.
Okay, then. Thank you very much, Dr. Nelson, for that comprehensive presentation as we try to navigate and to prepare to welcome the students. We want to make sure that we do everything in our power so that our parents are comfortable that we have done everything necessary under the circumstances to accommodate their young ones. Thank you very much again, Dr. Nelson. At this time, I'm going to run over to Mrs. Carol Walters, as you were introduced to her Vice Principal Academics, and she will share with you at this time. Mrs. Walters, over to you.
Thank you, Mr. Warren. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's my pleasure to come to you this evening to share with you what we have planned for our students for the academic year 2020 to 2021. Montego Bay Community College is known for its excellence, and we intend to keep it this way, regardless of the situation that we're currently facing across the globe. As you heard from Dr. Nelson, we are planning right now to offer our programs using the blended approach. Blended learning is an approach to education that combines online education and opportunities for interaction online with traditional place-based classroom methods. In other words, we're going to be having a combination of face-to-face classes and online learning experience. We will be using what is known as the flipped curriculum model, where we we will have lectures being done online, and we will have lots of resources posted online for students to access at their own pace. In addition to that, we will have our practical classes and our tutorials being done face-to-face. As you heard from Dr. Nelson as well, the platforms that we will be using are Teams, Microsoft Teams, and Moodle, and we have chosen these two platforms to simplify things for our students. We discovered in our last semester that things were a little confusing for our students who had to be flipping from platform to platform because lecturers were using what they were comfortable with. But now I assure you that all our lecturers have been trained to use these platforms. And as you heard from Dr. Nelson, our students will be trained as well, because we will be having our simulation exercises and orientations for all our students, not only for our first year students, but for all our students, whether you're pursuing the full-time program or you're doing the part-time program. As usual, our students will be given their timetables, and we have designed the timetables in such a way that students will have what we're calling virtual days, where they will stay at home in the comfort of their homes, and they will have their classes online for 2 days out of the week. And the other days, we are assigning those for their practical classes on campus and their tutorials. We have designed the timetable in such a way that the students will begin their classes as usual at 8:30 in the mornings, and usually our classes go on for 2 hours, some of them are for an hour, but we will have breaks in between so that they do not become overwhelmed, and they will get a little chance to go to refresh themselves and so on between the classes. I'm going to ask parents and guardians that you provide a space in your house to accommodate your students or our students, a space that is quiet and away from all the distractions of the home, so that they can remain focused on the work. Because we are not cutting back on the curriculum, we are making sure that they get all that they usually get when we had our face-to-face classes. So we want you to make sure that you support them, encourage them, and I'm going to ask that you also monitor what is happening, because we know sometimes they will become distracted and they may become caught up with other things other than what is happening in the class. So we want to make sure at the end of the day that they are able to do very well on the assessment which comes up at the end of the semester. Our tutorials and our practical classes which are held on campus, we have taken all the necessary precautions in keeping with the protocols. We have already set our classrooms to accommodate no more than 15 students. And for our labs, especially for the hospitality students, we will have only 10 students in each lab. Our science and computer labs will be able to accommodate 15 students for those classes as well. Our lecture theater and other conference rooms can accommodate 30 students, but unless we are allowed to accommodate that large room, we will not use those for our classes. We are also making provisions for students who will trying to identify persons who are likely to encounter issues with internet and other connectivity issues. And so we will be able to bring those students in on campus for their classes, for their lectures. But as time goes on, we will be able to share with you some more about those media rooms and how we will be able to operate those. I must also tell you that for some of our numeric courses, they will be done face-to-face. We're really hoping that things improve in the country in terms of the number of cases, COVID cases that are reported, where we know that some of our students are afraid of the numeric subjects, and so we don't want them to fall behind. So we are making provisions for them to come on campus to do those classes. However, if things do not change, then we will have to have those classes online as well. And I must also tell you that for the tutorials, if things do not change, we may also have to have those classes online. On the 2nd of October, all students who do not have English, CSE English with a grade 1, will be required to do an English proficiency test. We are making plans to have them in groups of 15 in our classrooms to do this test, and I assure you that all sanitation protocols will be adhered to. The students are required to come in at 9 a.m. and the test will last no longer than 2 hours, because we do not want to have large groups of persons congregating on the college campus. We are really making all the efforts we can at this time to ensure that all our students and all our staff members remain safe during this period. And so we're going to ask you as well to assist us and to ensure that the students come to college prepared with their masks, with their sanitizers. They can have their own, so that at the end of the day, Montego Bay Community College will remain open and we will get through this semester safely. Thank you so much, and we are open to all your questions at the end of this presentation.
Okay, then thank you too, Mrs. Carl Walters, for your presentation. I'd just like to say to our parents that, you know, as I said, as we plan and we put in place the necessary measures, I just remember that it's something that we have been thrown into because of a pandemic, and we will not get everything right. There will be glitches and issues, but we try to keep you informed of any changes. When we have difficulties, we will let you know, and so we continue to you know, beg your support and your understanding as together, because we are going to, everybody will have to be on board, parents, students, the college family, as we navigate these uncharted waters. And just to assure you that we have put in place all the safety measures that you will that are needed. We are going to now invite our Vice Principal, Administration and Development, Mrs. Colleen Ricketts Evans, to address you. Mrs. Evans.
Good evening. We want to welcome you once more to the academic year 2020 to 2021. We know that it has been a challenge since March with regards to the COVID pandemic. But as an institution, we are prepared to ensure that we are delivering quality education in a safe environment. The Montego Bay Community College has put in place a number of safety protocols to ensure that we are meeting the standards set by the Ministry of Health. They have visited our facilities twice, and they have approved of what it is that we have put in place to ensure that our students are safe. However, we have to ensure that our students follow the protocols that have been set in place. So the first thing, they must wear their mask. When they approach the security post, they will be asked to take a temperature check. They will be required to sanitize, and they must have on their mask in order to gain entrance to the facility. We have put in place a number of security measures, safety measures. We have hand wash stations at various strategic points all over our campus, so that at all times students can wash their hands. We have also put in place sanitization stations where persons can use our sanitization bins to ensure that they are sanitized at all times. We have put in place markers to ensure that they're keeping their physical distance when they are within areas that requires a number of them to be there. So for example, the cafeteria, the library, areas like those, they have to ensure that they are maintaining their distance. And we ask you as parents, we know that us as Jamaicans like to touch and hug, but it is critical at this time that we adhere to the safety protocol. Our classroom, as indicated, they have been set up to facilitate 15 persons, or depending on the size of the room, well, right now the government is asking us to keep it at 15. So we have ensured that the space between each person is at least 6 feet, according to the government's protocol. We have also ensured that our workers, or sanitization workers, that they will clean each class at the end of session. So we will have a 15 or half an hour gap depending on the subject area and what's expected in that area. But we will ensure that at the end of each class, that these areas are sanitized. We have also ensured that we have put in place the relevant support. We have a school nurse who assists us. If a student is not feeling well, the person that's at school already and on the campus already, they need to speak to the nurse. If they are at home, as the protocol say, they should stay home until they get better. So they should call the Ministry of Health. But if they are not feeling well, they are not to come on the campus. So parents, we're asking you please to ensure that we adhere to the protocol so that each of us remains safe. Within our administrative areas, we are working at putting systems in place so that payments, for example, can be done online. Within another week or so, you will get all the information concerning online payments for students. However, during the time, we have our card machines that can be swiped. We also have our cashiers that will be willing to take the payments. Because as you might have heard, that presently the banks are not accepting school fees. So So you will either have to pay the school fees online, or you will have to pay them on our campus, here at Montego Bay or in Westmoreland campus at all. We are ensuring that we put the relevant measures in place to keep our students safe. It is very critical that they adhere to the measures. When they leave home and come to the college, it is encouraged that they do what they have to do here and then be straightforward. We do not want our young people to get sick. We don't want any of them to be having challenges on the road. All of them to complete their education. So we're encouraging you parents to encourage your students each morning when they are leaving home to adhere to the protocols that have been set forth by the college. If we adhere to them, then it is likely that we will have a very good year. We know we are apprehensive, but as I said, we have to live with the pandemic and we have to learn how to survive with it. Therefore, it is critical that each person adhere to the protocols. What is also encouraged is that each student bring with them their own sanitization equipment. For example, they have their hand sanitizers, and they also have their hand towels, etc., to help them, because they might be at a point where they need to reach for them very quickly. Please, parents, I'm asking you to encourage all of our students to adhere to the protocols that have been set in place, because we want to all be safe. Thanks for coming online. Thanks for listening to us, and we're looking forward to a very good year.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Coley Ricketts Evans. Parents, I hope that the information that you have gotten so far is comprehensive, and you have got the answer to the many questions that you have been asking. But I'm sure that there are others that have not been answered, and therefore we are going to open for questions that you might still have, things that you still need to be clarified. So I am going to the question and answer. Someone is asking that they got an email that their daughter should come in on the 22nd. I think they are responding to Dr. Nelson's Dr. Nelson's presentation on the times they should come in to pick up their packages. I don't know if any student has been asked to come in the 22nd or.
Yes, Mr. Warren. Students were originally told September the 22nd, but we learned from the Overseas Examinations Office that the results will be available the 22nd, and so we have asked those students, we are sending them new emails to come in on September the 25th, because I think those are the pre-university students. They were asked to come in on September the 22nd. But the results will be available on the 22nd, we are told, because we were of the impression that it will be out on the 21st. But they are going to be out on the 22nd. So all the students who received emails asking them to come in on the 22nd, we're asking those students to come in on the 25th. And they're getting emails as we speak.
Okay, all right. Okay, thank you very much, Dr. Nelson. They're also asking what their attire when they are collecting their packages, what they should wear.
But just be modestly dressed.
Yeah.
Just be modestly dressed, Mr. Warren.
Oh,
We don't
okay.
allow
All right.
shorts, cutouts, and leaving all areas open. So just be modestly dressed.
Okay. And of course.
Shorts, no tights, and those things that are revealing. No, none of that. Just be modestly dressed and coming for your packages.
Okay, another question here. This
The
person.
fact that Mr. Warren,
Yes, go ahead.
maybe because we used to have them coming for interviews and we asked them to dress
Right.
for the interviews. Because of the COVID situation, we have already spoken with them and have got the feedback from them. So now they don't have to dress for an interview. They just must be modestly dressed. We have processed them and we're going to be taking them depending on their qualification.
Okay, then. Thank you very much. That's very good. This is a second-year student in computer and technical studies, and they're asking when a second-year student wants to know when will they be collecting their package.
Computer technical studies is for September the 24th.
It's a second-year student, a new student.
Returning students are collecting their packages now. All returning students have been sent an email to come in for their packages. So they have been collecting their packages. The only students that are given packages later in September are those students who are awaiting their results, or second years or third year students and our fourth year students are collecting their packages now.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much for that response. Is the college a participant in the pathway programs being offered by the Ministry of Education? Are all students leaving grade 11 this academic year will receive a scholarship? I don't know if the college is participating in that program.
Yes, Mr. Warren, the college will be participating in that program, and so we're having discussions with the principals of the high schools because they are also awaiting the results for those students, and then we will see what students are interested in being here at Montego Bay Community College and what students will remain at the high schools. The process goes through the high schools, but we are here prepared to take the student for the two pathways, the technical and the general. But those decisions will be made when the students' results are available. But we're going to have a session where we speak specific to that program that the ministry is offering.
Okay. Maybe Ms. Ricketts Evans could take this question. How can we communicate with the school without having to come on campus? I'm sure there are a number of ways that students can.
Yes, there are a number of ways that they can communicate with us. We have our Instagram page that is updated almost on a daily basis. And if you write any questions, have any queries, they will be responded to quickly. We have our website where persons can also ask questions, and we also respond to them on a daily basis. We also have, they can call us on our telephone numbers, 876-633-7830. So you can ask for the registry and they will be able to assist you. If the person is interested in our workforce department, you can ask to transfer them to that department. Also, our website, you can send questions to admissions at mcc.edu.am.
Okay. Thank you very much. Have all students received that email about their the acceptance packages, or are the emails going out as we speak about when to pick up the package?
This is regard. Packages are being prepared for the students who are returning for them to collect. You're asking about returning students or first year students?
I think it's a first year students about acceptance letter, but she's wondering if, I guess some students might be here in the room that some people have gotten emails that they should come in for acceptance letters and the date, while others might not have received it, and they would be worried that maybe they have not been accepted. Just shed some light on that particular issue.
The process is ongoing, so those persons would not need to worry about their letters yet. The emails are being processed. So the faculty that the student has applied to, the deans, are looking through those applications, see where their qualifications are, and the registry department sends out the emails. So I don't think that person needs to be worried, but if the person really wants to get the feedback immediately, could that person just send an email to admissions@mbcc.edu.jm and ask for the information they're requiring?
Okay. There's someone asking why couldn't the reports be distributed online, and I know that there are facilities for students to see their grades online, but you can shed light on that as well about reports.
The reports can be given to them electronically, but the payment has to be made, and that is the situation that we're faced with. So if the persons are paying online, then the persons still have to complete some documents with us. So at some point they have to see us, but we have made all the arrangements for them to be safe while they're here.
Okay, and just to remind, there are some parents, individuals who say they came in a little bit late, when school will be resuming is the question, but just to let you know, as far as we know now, October 5 will be the date which will begin our academic year this year. So barring any other update from the Ministry of Education, any changes. So right now, as for now, that is the date that we expect to begin classes. And of course, we have already indicated that classes will take a blended approach, both online and face-to-face. And Dr. Nelson did give the details, and Mrs. Carol Walters are where that is concerned. I'm trying to see if there are any other areas, because I have to be shifting through the questions, because some of them have already been answered. Students are still asking when they should pick up the packages, but I'm sure that if they did not get the date that you indicated, that the emails that will be sent to them would have that information. Is that so?
I could repeat, Mr. Warren.
Yes.
I could repeat. The first year students who have applied for the business program, their packages will be available on September the 23rd. Emails are being sent to individuals to indicate the time of the day that they're to be here, because we're doing it alphabetically. So all business students who have applied to the college should be collecting packages on the 23rd. Students who have applied for hospitality and tourism management and creative studies, their packages will be available on September the 24th in the morning session. The students who have applied to computer technical studies, their packages will be available on September the 24th in the afternoon. Students who have applied for pre-university, that is the Faculty of Arts and Sciences, they were originally informed to be here on the 22nd, We have learned recently that the results would not be available for them to be here on the 22nd. So we have changed that date to September the 25th. So our students should be collecting packages from the 23rd, the 24th, and the 25th. If we still have persons who are not collecting their packages, then we will accommodate them as well.
Okay. I think this one involves a part-time student. I guess it's our continuing education students. Is there a different arrangement for those students?
Mrs. Robinson can speak to that. Dean of the Faculty of the Workforce Division.
Yes. Okay. All right. So they can contact that division for that kind of information. Okay, go ahead.
Hopefully spouses as well. I was muted a while ago. I was listening so keenly. For the workforce division, we will send out a schedule and contact the students when they are to come in, and they will come in based on the programs that they're doing. As is the case with students who are going to be attending college in the daytime, we do not want larger numbers coming in, and so we're making that arrangement. We have created a schedule, and that information will be published to the new applicants shortly.
All right, then. Thank you very much. That information. Well, I see a lot of questions, and most of the questions that I guess have been answered in terms of, well, you know, people are worried that they have not received their email, that they have been accepted. A lot of those kind of questions, but you have already addressed that issue. That don't worry, you will get an email when to pick up your package. Of course, the results will be out the 22nd. We'll start issuing packages the 23rd. So as we say, we're planning to accommodate all students. If your grades if you have not fully matriculated, we are making arrangements for you in our NBCC Academy for you to pursue some of the courses in the program of your choice while you resit the particular CXT subject that you need to qualify. So all those who have applied, rest assured, even if you have not received an email as yet, that you will hear from us in short order. So you will not be left out. Yes.
Mr. Warren, I'm encouraging those persons. I'm encouraging those persons who have applied, have not heard from us, come in on the dates that have announced for the various faculties, and we will assist them.
All right. Okay.
Because by next week, the persons would have received an email that have applied to the institution. So whether it's on the main campus or the West Berlin campus, we would have sent an email by next week. I'm saying, if they are not getting the email, you have applied for business coming on the 23rd. You have applied for the computer and technical studies. You have applied for hospitality coming on September the 24th. If you have applied for the pre-university coming on the 25th. So we want all the students to understand that they are going to be catered for. So if you don't get an email, and all the emails should be out by next week for individuals to know when they are to come in. But failing that, come in on the days that I've just given you for the business, the 23rd, hospitality and computer and technical studies, the 24th, and the pre-university, the 25th.
Okay, all right. Thank you very much, Dr. Nelson. So I see, you know, a lot of the questions being repeated here, and I think that you have covered most of the responses to those questions. Really, a lot of questions about the not getting their package yet, but we have allayed your fears. Don't worry. If you have not heard from us, as you heard Dr. Nelson, on the date that you have your cohort or for your program should come in and collect the package. Even if you have not received an email, come up to us on that day and we will sort you out. All right. I know there are other questions, but I don't know. I think we have exhausted our time. We'll make arrangements to respond to the questions offline. So if you have not received a response verbally, we try and respond to you, in written form to your question via this meeting. Any last word from any one of our panelists as we close off our hearing webinar?
We just want to express appreciation, Mr. Warren, to all the parents who have joined us. We are extremely happy that you have taken the decision to be here at Montego Bay Community College. I want to commend the team that has made this possible. All the members of staff, our technical team, Mr. Patterson, Mr. Horton, our marketing person, Ms. Reed that is here with us, all the heads of department, and for you, Mr. Warren, for chairing us. Parents, we can do this. We are going to achieve greatness at Montego Bay Community College despite this COVID pandemic. I look forward to working with you through this academic year. God bless you. Have a great evening.
Okay, thank you very much, parents. Thank you again for joining us. And from us, it's Tata until we see you again. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.
Thank you.